Good morning, Guillaume.
Hi, Constantine.
Good to be here with you today.
Yeah.
It's before 9 o'clock. Haven't had a coffee yet. Only the real fresh air of Jura. Where are we here?
We're right next to the city of Arbois, in a place called Grand Curoulet. In Burgundy, we would call it a climat. Here, it's the name of the terroir. It's a very famous terroir in Arbois, one of the most famous, in fact, particularly well known for its Savagnin grapes, because it's very well suited to the Savagnin grapes.
So this is a white wine.
White wine.
Parcel.
Yes, 100% white wine parcel. A little bit of Chardonnay at the top of the parcel, and then in the slopey part, 100% Savagnin.
And can you repeat the name again?
Grand Curoulet.
Grand Curoulet.
Yeah.
What is so special about the terroir, actually?
It's the combination of the slopiness. It's sloping towards the north, as you can probably see, because the sun is in our face here.
Yes.
Which is intriguing, but it gives the parcel its freshness, and then the subsoil and the soil are particularly well suited for Savagnin because they are made of multicolored marls. Some of the oldest marls you can find.
What is marls?
Marls is a combination of limestone and clay, yeah, and they are multicolored. In other words, they are green and red and grey and blue, all together there. Very old soil and subsoil. In fact, the word Jurassic period comes from this region. So the dinosaurs.
So for all Jurassic Park fans, this is a really central region here.
Exactly, it's like the Graal, yes.
Now today we are going to visit Domaine du Pélican, your winery. What made you come here to Jura? From Burgundy, so far away, you know.
Yeah, you know, as you know, my family has been making wine in Burgundy for many generations, and I took over the estate there when my father passed away. But the idea for me was to try and do something different, outside my comfort zone,
Yes.
if you will, but close enough that I could really supervise the way the wine is made here. And you say it's far, but as you know, we drove this morning. It's only an hour's drive.
It was just kind of hinting to the fact that I feel that Burgundy people like to stick in Burgundy a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm saying.
It's true. But for me, you know, it's a fantastically authentic region, Jura. It's been making wine for a long time, long tradition of winemaking in Jura. And at the same time, very different from Burgundy. 5 different grapes. You can do blends in Jura that you cannot do in Burgundy. You can do oxidative wines, sparkling wines, skin contact white wine.
We just launched your Cuvée S in Austria and in Germany. So this is the sparkling, your sparkling version. So, but mostly in Jura you have the white wine grape varieties, and then you have 2 red wine.
3
red wine grape varieties.
Yeah, 3 red wine grape varieties. We have Pinot Noir like in Burgundy, and Trousseau and Poulsard, which are 2 local grapes.
Okay.
Mostly known here in Jura, but some other regions in the world are also growing Trousseau.
But they don't make up the main part. The main part in terms of quantity in Jura is white.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Savagnin is the queen grape of Jura, and it's a white grape. Yeah. With Savagnin, we make many different types of wine. It's a very versatile grape. Of course, we can make the famous vin jaune, which is made out of that Savagnin grape, but also we can make top wines, in other words, non-oxidative wines. We can make skin contact wines, and the cuvée you referred to, the sparkling cuvée, is 100% Savagnin as well.
And then there is Chardonnay.
And
which brings a little bit a connection to Burgundy.
Right, that's right. So Chardonnay also grows very nicely here, very tense and sharp Chardonnays, beautiful wines with a lot of personality. You know, that's the thing about Jura, is that all the wines we make here have this huge local personality, which we love.
Just like you. Great personality. We are really happy and proud to spend the morning here in Jura with you today. We're gonna go now to the winery, I think, and you're gonna show us the new building, the cellars, because Domaine du Pélican is a project that really started from scratch, right?
It started from zero. Yes,
it's exactly the opposite to Angerville.
Yes, yes.
We had a great coffee in the little town here. It was wonderful, and now next stop, the domain.
Yes.
We are here on a spot where before there was nothing, or what exactly happened here?
There was nothing here. The previous owner wanted to do a car park here, but
and you thought
we were
nice
able,
car park, and we're going to do something better.
Exactly, and it was a great spot because we could include, if you will, the winery inside the hill, so that the shape of the winery follows the shape of the hill.
So there were no vines at this spot, so you didn't have to take anything away.
Exactly.
It was just a flat space.
It was just a flat space, exactly. And so we built that winery with a view to bring the harvest up at the top and then do everything by gravity.
Okay,
so
we'll talk about that.
We follow the slope here, downhill.
We'll talk about that when we are in the cellars to explain also the meaning of gravitation in the process of winemaking. Those stones are from here?
We put them here to consolidate the hill, because above here, as you can see, the vineyard is there. So we wanted to make sure that with the tractors moving around the building, that we had no difficulty there.
How many hectares are sticking around here exactly bordering this building?
It's about between 2 and 2.5 hectares.
Okay. And that's red or white?
It's all different grapes.
Okay.
All different grapes.
So you have parcels where you have mixed.
Yes.
You have white and red in the same parcel.
And all the grapes. In fact, around here we have all the grapes.
So you need to separate not only between color when you harvest, but also between the different varieties.
That's right.
That's quite a...
But here we grow, on the other side of the building, we grow the Pinot Noir, which we make our Pinot Noir cuvée, Clos Saint-Laurent. Yes. That's called Clos Saint-Laurent around here. And the Pinot Noir comes from this particular vineyard there.
How many different parcels does Domaine du Pélican have?
About 10.
10?
Yeah.
Do you buy any grapes?
We don't buy any grapes.
So all the material that's filled into the bottle and the wine that are filled into the bottle is owned
by the domain.
So managed by your team, by yourself, and produced here.
That's right. That's right. We always wanted to do that because we want to control the entire cycle from pruning until bottling.
When did you arrive here?
The first purchase was made in 2012.
Yes.
At the time we rented a winery next door, and then we purchased more vineyards, and then we couldn't fit anymore. And we were able to purchase the land around here, including that piece which was not planted but could receive the winery. So we were delighted when this came on the market and we could buy it.
How were you received here in Jura? What did the locals think when Guillaume from Burgundy came?
Well, you know, the first initial reaction was surprise, to be honest, because we were the first ones to come from a different wine country and wanting to start a new estate here. So there were questions, why do you need to come here?
Yes.
And of course the answer was, you know, we love the region, we think the wines have a lot of personality, and we would like to be part of this, and we would like to work with all those different grapes that we don't have in Burgundy and see what we could do with them, and in the process create something from zero. Of course is a great feeling.
We have seen the popularity of Jura wines rise in the last few years, talking to sommeliers, so the region really, I think, has a motion up.
Yeah, there's good momentum, but you know...
Good momentum, that's the way to say it.
The story of Jura is a very old story about winemaking. There's a long tradition of winemaking, but of course it's a small region in terms of size, and the vast majority of the wines that are produced in Jura historically have been also consumed in Jura or in the region around it. So that very little wine actually came out of the region. But for people like me who are used to export a lot of wine around the world, of course we are bringing those wines to different markets worldwide.
So you share the importers with the domain in Burgundy?
Yeah.
Or do you also have other importers and you try to really keep those two domains separate?
Yeah, we as you know, because you're one of them, many of our importers for Domaine Marqué d'Angerville in Volnay are also importers for Domaine du Pélican, but not all of them are. It's not exclusive, and they are separate. In other words, as you know, if you don't want to have Pélican wines, it's fine with me.
Thank God we want to have
exactly, but it's not. The two domains are completely separate and they are treated separately. And as you know, if you want to taste Pelican wines, you have to come here.
Thank you for your time here outside. I think the bells of the church are ringing.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
telling us.
this is a sign that we should go into the heart of the domain where the wine is produced inside and also meet your estate. What would you call him?
He is chef de culture, estate manager.
Vincent.
Vincent, that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
Let's go inside, okay.
We arrived in the heart of the domain, the cellar, where everything is produced in the end of the day.
So this is actually the winery part of the building. The grapes arrive from back there directly, and then they're brought in here and it's dropped by gravity directly into the vats without any further manipulation.
So no, you don't need any energy to pump the grapes from one end to the other.
Exactly. So it's all very, very convenient because we have this like little bridge here that overlooks the vats, and we can drop the grapes into the vats very, very conveniently.
Okay.
Yeah? So now it's all arranged for winter storage, but normally during the harvest it's all opened here.
How many people here during the harvest? How many people do you have working here?
On the estate overall, we have probably around 35-40 people working during the harvest. But you know, in small periods, because sometimes there are fewer people, sometimes more. More
depending on the parcels that you're harvesting.
And also we stop. Often we stop between the grapes like Pinot Noir or Chardonnay, and then we have to wait for Savagnin to be ripe. Normally Savagnin is ripe a little later than the rest, and so we send people home, and then they come back a few days or a week later in order.
So the whole harvest period is normally in a stretch of?
It can last like 3 weeks overall, maybe even a stretch a month from the very beginning to the end. Yeah. And so it's a very convenient building because it's very high ceiling here, and then it drops. It follows, like I told you from outside, it follows the hill. So it's a tilted roof like this, and the roof, of course, is vegetalized, so that this building here needs no air conditioning and no electricity at all to keep it exactly at the right temperature and the right
what do you mean vegetalized?
Humidity.
So
there's grass up on top, so that it provides even further isolation from.
So even during summer, top temperatures here in Jura, what are they reaching?
Oh, it can be quite warm here in Jura in the summer.
You don't need any air conditioning.
But we don't have air conditioning in this building. Nothing. So we're very proud of that too, because we've managed.
You have an environmental certificate for this winery?
We haven't looked for it. You know, I'm not into certificates, frankly.
Okay.
For biodynamic, the same. I don't. I am certified biodynamic, but I don't advertise it on my bottles. I don't mind about that. What I think is important is that everybody is responsible. And this building was designed to have a very low carbon imprint.
So no bio certificate on your labels?
No bias.
People that drink Domaine du Pélican, they know.
They should know.
They should know.
It's all biodynamic. Yeah.
I think that brings us to our next stop, which is the Barrique Cellar, where we should taste your wines.
Let's go and taste the wines.
Let's go. So we go to the Barrique Cellar now.
Yes.
Which is straight connected to to this
Yes.
room here.
Yeah.
So what I like about it already, about the design of the building, is that it's very compact.
Very compact.
So you try to obviously keep it all very nicely together,
yes.
practical, and easy workflows.
Exactly. And
were you the architect?
We chose an architect, a local architect, but Vincent and François, who you know, they really worked very, very hard with every member of the team that built the building to make it what it is today.
Yeah.
A very convenient building,
yeah.
very smartly done, and like I said, no energy used. Here, below you, there is some water running.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. And we designed it also that way, so that there is a spring above the building that can be diverted.
There is one.
There is one.
Naturally.
Natural. And we can divert it so that some water runs through the winery to bring the right level of humidity. So,
I think that's...
He needs part of the credit for this, because Vincent worked very hard. And it was like an 18-month project.
Yes.
It took a long time, and it was complicated in many ways, but the result is great. The result is fantastic.
Perfect.
I think now we have a great tool to work.
Let's taste the result.
Let's taste.
Dear Guillaume, it was an amazing morning with you in Jura, a really interesting wine region. We talked about your whites and the reds. You said something before when we tasted about your vision, your style that you are looking for in whites. And I would like to ask you to repeat that, because I think it's very important to understand.
Well, to summarize what I like to find in a white wine is I like to find some tension, some electricity, some energy in those wines, some vibrancy in those wines. It's very important to avoid the buttery style that we sometimes find in the white wines, where the buttery style tends to bring more volume perhaps, but it's also a very tiring wine. We are looking to make wines that are not tiring, that give you energy.
Animating.
Yeah, animating wines. And by that we need tension, we need electricity, we need mineral wines, very clean, sharp, detailed white wines.
I feel that you don't exaggerate that though, because I feel that in your white wines you also have a little volume in it.
Of course.
I think the balance is really nicely struck.
That's what we need to find. We need to find the right balance between those two things.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Talking about the reds that are absolutely fundamental here at Domaine du Pélican also, I feel that it's especially interesting because you get a wide range of different grape varieties that give you different aromas. We just tasted something that was elegant and light. How would you summarize your red wine style?
The great thing about coming to this region, which I love every day a little bit more, I love this region for its authenticity, for the personality of the wines.
Modesty.
And modesty.
Exactly.
Compared to Burgundy, we are in a different place here.
Yeah.
A lot more authentic, a lot more close to the plant. But what we've decided to do, which I think makes sense, is we make 3 pure cuvées, 100% Pinot, which is Clos Saint-Laurent, 100% Trousseau, Les Bérengers, 100% Poulsard, and also we make a cuvée which is the blend of those three.
Trois
cépages cuvées. And in those 4 different red cuvées, we have everything we can find in Jura. The purity of the Pinot Noir, the purity of Trousseau, the purity of Poulsard, and then the Trois Cépages, which has this base of Pinot Noir, but also has the funkiness, perhaps the style, the twist that brings Trousseau and Poulsard. That is a very the Jurassian tone into the cuvée.
So you're looking for individual styles according to the grape varieties, and I think that's the right approach. You don't try to plane through with one style.
Exactly.
All there's left to say is thank you for your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It is great to know you. You're a great personality. Your two wineries are absolutely essential for kateandkon and for our clients. It will be amazing to see and learn more about Domaine du Pélican when they watch our little movie. So thank you
Constantin.
Thank you that you took the time.
And of course, I cannot close this without having a reference to our fathers who were friends 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And it's a long history between you, behind me. And it's great that the second generation is so close together and we are partners. And thank you for that.
Thank you.